Stop waiting for the perfect moment. That's the number one thing holding most people back. They sit there thinking, I'll start when everything lines up. I'll start when the timing is right. I'll start when I feel ready. But let me tell you something. The perfect moment doesn't exist. Life is messy. Life is unpredictable. And if you keep waiting for the stars to align, you will never move forward. You think successful people waited for everything to be ideal? No. They started when it was uncomfortable. They started when it was inconvenient. They started when it was risky. And that is exactly why they are ahead of you right now. You have a dream, a goal, something burning inside of you, and you've been putting it off because you want a sign, a green light, some cosmic confirmation. I'm here to tell you that the sign is already here. The sign is you, your desire, your hunger, your frustration with staying in the same spot. That's the green light. They had doubts. They had fear. They had obstacles stacked against them, but they chose to act anyway. That's what it takes to get ahead. That's what it takes to break the cycle of waiting and hesitation. That's what it takes to stop wasting your life on someday. Let me be real with you. Time is not your friend. Every day you wait is a day you will never get back. You can't rewind the clock. You can't reclaim lost opportunities. You can't recover the moments you wasted convincing yourself that tomorrow would be better. Tomorrow is not promised. The only moment guaranteed is the moment you are in right now. That moment is your power. That moment is your opportunity. That moment is your chance to take action, to start moving, to begin building the life you deserve. It doesn't matter if it's scary. It doesn't matter if you're uncertain. It doesn't matter if you don't feel ready. If you want something, you have to go after it. You have to chase it with everything you have, every ounce of energy, every bit of courage, because no one else is going to do it for you. Waiting for the perfect moment is just a way to hide from responsibility. It's a way to avoid the grind. But the grind, the struggle, the discomfort, that is what separates the winners from the losers. Think about the people who inspire you. Every single one of them started before they were ready. They started when the odds were against them. They started when no one believed in them. They started in the face of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And the reason they succeeded is because they acted. They didn't wait for perfect conditions. They didn't wait for the universe to hand them a map. They carved their path. They created their opportunity. They made things happen. And that is why they are living the life you want to live. You have that same ability inside of you. You have the same fire, the same potential, the same opportunity. But it won't matter if you sit there and wait. You have to start. You have to move. You have to take action today, not tomorrow, not next week, not when everything feels right. The truth is, you are closer than you think. You are closer to success, closer to your dream, closer to your breakthrough than you realize. And the only thing standing in your way is your hesitation. You've been holding yourself back with I'll wait until and I'll start when. That ends now. You have to realize that action is more powerful than preparation. Courage is more powerful than doubt, and momentum is more powerful than hesitation. Start where you are. Start now. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because the perfect moment will never come. You create it with every action you take, with every step forward, with every decision to push, despite fear, despite uncertainty, despite the chaos. Start now. Take that first step. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for everyone to agree or for the world to be ready. You are ready even if you don't feel ready. You are capable even if you don't believe it yet. You are stronger than your fear, smarter than your excuses, and more powerful than your doubts. This is your moment. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next month. Your life is waiting for you to act. And the only way you finish what you started is by starting today. Don't wait. Move, hustle, grind, make it happen. Every second counts. Every decision matters. Every action defines your future. And it starts with you choosing right now to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start creating it yourself. Break through procrastination and commit fully. That is the difference between the dreamers and the doers. Most people talk about what they want. They make plans. They write down goals. They visualize success. But when it comes to taking consistent action, they falter. They delay. They put things off. They convince themselves that later is acceptable. Let me tell you something. Later never comes. Later is a trap. Later is the enemy of your progress. If you are serious about finishing what you started, you have to go all in. Half measures will never get you anywhere. You cannot dip your toes in the water and expect to swim across the ocean. You cannot procrastinate and expect to reach your goals. Commitment requires action. Commitment requires focus. Commitment requires discipline. It is the relentless pursuit of what you said you wanted, even when the excitement fades, even when motivation disappears, even when life throws obstacles in your path. Procrastination is easy. It is the voice inside your head that says, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll start next week, or I'm too tired today. It is the excuse that keeps you comfortable while the world moves forward. But comfort is the killer of dreams. Comfort will lull you into mediocrity while others are grinding, while others are building, while others are turning their vision into reality. Every time you procrastinate, every time you delay, you are choosing to stay small. You are choosing to settle. You are choosing to remain in the background while someone else steps into the spotlight. And that is why most people never achieve their full potential. They never commit fully. They dabble. They hesitate. They start and stop. They let fear, doubt, and procrastination control the steering wheel of their lives. Commit fully. That means no half-hearted efforts. That means showing up even when you don't feel like it. That means putting in the work when no one is watching, when the results are invisible, when the process is painful. Commitment is not a one-time decision. It is a lifestyle. It is a mindset that refuses to quit, refuses to make excuses, refuses to settle. It is the fire inside you that says, I will do whatever it takes to finish what I started. You cannot wait for motivation to carry you because motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes. Discipline carries you when motivation leaves. Commitment sustains you when challenges appear. Commitment pushes you to take action every single day, no matter how hard, no matter how tired, no matter how impossible it seems. Procrastination is not just a bad habit. It is a thief of opportunity. It steals your time. It steals your momentum. It steals your potential. Every minute you put off starting, every hour you spend waiting for the right moment is a minute, an hour, a day that you will never get back. Think about that. The clock is ticking. Every second counts. The world does not pause for you to feel ready. The people who succeed are the ones who act despite fear, despite uncertainty, despite doubt. They take the leap even when the net is not visible. They start even when the path is unclear. They commit fully, and that commitment is what propels them forward. If you want to break through procrastination, you have to get real with yourself. You have to look in the mirror and admit that the only thing holding you back is you. Stop blaming circumstances. Stop blaming other people. Stop waiting for external validation. You are responsible for your life, for your dreams, for your goals. And the only way to move forward is to commit fully. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel like it. Right now. Full commitment means prioritizing your goals above distractions. It means saying no to things that do not serve your purpose. It means sacrificing comfort, convenience, and instant gratification for long-term success. It means showing up day in and day out, even when it is hard, even when it is painful, even when it seems like no one else cares. Here's the truth. You will face obstacles. You will face setbacks. You will face moments where quitting feels easier. But full commitment does not waver. Commitment does not negotiate. Commitment does not give up because the journey is uncomfortable. Commitment stays the course no matter what. If you truly want to finish what you started, you have to lock in mentally, emotionally, and physically. You have to make a decision that no matter what happens, you will not quit. You will not let fear, doubt, or procrastination dictate your outcome. You will push through every challenge, every obstacle, every distraction because your dream is worth it and your life depends on it. Breaking through procrastination also requires action-oriented thinking. Stop overanalyzing. Stop waiting for more information, more clarity, more permission. Most people fail because they get stuck in analysis paralysis. They plan, they strategize, they think, but they never act. Action cures fear. Action cures doubt. Action cures procrastination. When you commit fully, you do not wait for the perfect plan. You start executing, adjusting, and learning along the way. The key is to move, to hustle, to do, because momentum is created through action. The longer you sit idle, the harder it becomes to start. The longer you procrastinate, the more your mind convinces you that you cannot do it. That is why full commitment must be paired with immediate action. Commit fully, and you will notice a shift. The energy you put into consistent action compounds. Small wins build confidence. Progress creates momentum. Your focus sharpens. Your excuses fade. Your dreams start to feel tangible. You begin to realize that the only thing holding you back was your hesitation. And now that you have broken through, there is no stopping you. That is the power of commitment. That is the power of refusing to procrastinate. That is the difference between talking about what you want and actually achieving it. It all comes down to a choice. Will you continue to delay, to wait, to procrastinate, to dabble, or will you commit fully and take control of your life? Will you be a spectator watching other people achieve their dreams while you stay stuck, or will you step up, take responsibility, and give your all? Procrastination will always be there, but you have the power to ignore it, to overcome it, to crush it with action. Commitment is stronger than procrastination. Commitment is louder than fear. Commitment is what transforms your goals into results, your vision into reality, and your efforts into a legacy-built discipline that outlasts motivation. That is the foundation of success. The secret that separates the people who finish what they started from the people who quit halfway. Motivation is temporary. Motivation is like fire. It burns bright in the moment, but eventually it fades. You wake up feeling inspired. You get a surge of energy. You make promises to yourself, and then life happens. Distractions come, challenges arise, and suddenly that fire is gone. That is why relying on motivation alone is a trap. You cannot build a life, a career, or a legacy on fleeting feelings. You have to build discipline. A discipline that functions even when motivation disappears. A discipline that keeps you moving forward even when you do not feel like it. A discipline that carries you through the hard days, the setbacks, and the obstacles. Discipline is not easy. It is not convenient. It is not comfortable. Discipline is choosing to do what needs to be done, even when you don't want to do it. Discipline is showing up when no one is watching, when there is no applause, when there is no reward, except the knowledge that you are progressing, that you are growing, that you are building something bigger than yourself. Every person who has achieved greatness has mastered this principle. They don't wait for motivation to strike. They create their own structure, their own habits, their own routines, their own systems that force them to take action day after day after day. Discipline is doing the work consistently without shortcuts, without excuses, without exceptions, and that consistency compounds into results that others can only dream about. Think about the people you admire. Every single one of them has a routine. Every single one of them has a plan. Every single one of them has put systems in place to ensure they do not rely on feelings alone to achieve their goals. They understand that feelings are unreliable. They know that life will challenge them, that setbacks will come, that fatigue will hit, that distractions will try to pull them off course. But they also know that discipline is the bridge between goals and results, between dreams and reality, between intention and execution. Discipline allows you to keep moving forward when motivation leaves. Discipline allows you to show up even when you are tired, even when you are doubting yourself, even when the world seems against you. That is the power of building a system that outlasts motivation. Here's the truth you need to hear. Discipline requires sacrifice. It requires saying no to the things that feel good in the moment but do not serve your long-term vision. It requires prioritizing your goals above temporary pleasures. It requires pushing through resistance, pushing through pain, pushing through boredom, pushing through fear. Most people fail because they want instant gratification. They want results without putting in the work. They want the rewards without enduring the grind. But discipline is the antidote to instant gratification. Discipline teaches patience. Discipline teaches perseverance. Discipline teaches you that every small action repeated consistently moves you closer to your goal. You have to create a daily practice that reinforces your discipline. That means showing up even when you do not feel like it. That means making a plan and sticking to it. That means controlling your environment so you minimize distractions and maximize focus. That means holding yourself accountable even when no one else is watching. Motivation is unreliable, but discipline is dependable. Motivation will abandon you, but discipline will carry you forward. Motivation is loud and flashy, but discipline is quiet and powerful, building strength and momentum under the surface until results become inevitable. Building discipline is not about perfection. It is about consistency. It is about doing the work even when you stumble. It is about getting back up every time you fall. It is about committing to the process, trusting that your efforts repeated day after day will produce the outcome you desire. Discipline is cultivated through action, through repetition, through persistence. The more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. The more you rely on it, the less you depend on fleeting feelings of motivation, and the more unstoppable you become. Discipline is a skill, and like any skill, it must be trained, honed, and reinforced daily. Here's what separates those who finish what they start from those who give up. The ability to do what they need to do regardless of how they feel. It is easy to work when you are inspired, when everything is going right, when results are showing, when people are praising you. But true discipline is tested in adversity. True discipline shows up when life is hard, when obstacles arise, when failure hits, when you feel like quitting. That is when discipline matters most. That is when it proves itself. That is when your commitment to your goals is transformed from words into action, from intention into results. Discipline ensures that you keep moving forward forward, even when the easy choice is to stop, even when giving up seems like an option, even when the path feels impossible. The beauty of discipline is that it compounds over time. Every day that you stick to your plan, every day that you resist temptation, every day that you do what needs to be done, you are investing in your future. You are building strength, resilience, focus, and momentum. You are creating habits that will serve you for a lifetime. Discipline is the engine that powers your dreams. Without it, your goals remain wishes. Your vision remains a fantasy. Your potential remains untapped. With it, you can move mountains, overcome obstacles, and achieve more than you ever imagined possible. You also have to understand that discipline is not punishment. It is freedom. It is the freedom to achieve what others cannot. It is the freedom to break through limits, to defy odds, to create the life you want. Discipline allows you to take control of your actions, your results, and your destiny. It allows you to stop blaming circumstances, stop relying on luck, stop waiting for someone else to make things happen. Discipline puts the power in your hands. It ensures that no matter what challenges come, no matter what setbacks occur, no matter what obstacles block your path, you have the internal structure to keep moving forward, to keep grinding, to keep building, to keep winning. So I need you to make a decision today. Decide that you will no longer rely solely on motivation. Decide that you will cultivate discipline that lasts. Decide that you will take control of your actions, control of your habits, control of your life. Decide that you will show up every day, put in the work, and trust the process even when it is hard. Decide that you will keep going when others quit, keep grinding when others rest, keep pushing when others give in. Discipline outlasts motivation. And if you commit to building it, if you commit to strengthen it, if you commit to living it every single day, there is nothing that can stop you. There is nothing you cannot achieve, and there is no goal too big or dream too far. Face your fears and push past self-doubt. That is the single most important skill if you want to finish what you started and live the life you have been dreaming of. Fear will always show up. Doubt will always creep in. The question is not whether you will feel them. The question is whether you will let them control you. Most people stop before they even start because they are terrified of failing, terrified of looking foolish, terrified of the unknown. But let me tell you something. The people who achieve greatness do not live without fear. They feel it, they acknowledge it, but they do not let it stop them. Fear is a signal, not a barrier. It is a sign that you are stepping out of your comfort zone, a sign that you are moving closer to growth, a sign that you are on the path to your purpose. If fear is present, it means you are headed in the right direction, and the only way to overcome it is to confront it head on. Self-doubt is the inner voice that tells you you're not good enough. You can't do it. You don't have what it takes. It whispers in your ear when you are about to make a move, when you're about to take a risk, when you're about to push beyond what is familiar. That voice is lying to you. That voice is the enemy. You must recognize it for what it is, a false narrative designed to keep you small, keep you safe, keep you in mediocrity. Every single successful person has battled self-doubt. Every single one of them has asked themselves if they were capable, if they were worthy, if they could endure the struggle. The difference is they refused to let those thoughts dictate their actions. They acted in spite of fear. They acted in spite of doubt. They moved forward even when every part of them wanted to retreat. And that is what separates winners from the rest. Confronting fear means taking action even when your body and mind are screaming no. It means showing up even when you are scared. It means speaking up even when your voice shakes. It means putting yourself out there even when you are uncertain of the outcome. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward despite fear. The people you admire are not fearless. They are courageous. They have mastered the art of acting while afraid, of moving forward while doubting, of taking risks even when the odds seem stacked against them. That is the key to finishing what you started. That is the key to breaking free from the chains that have held you back. That is the key to becoming the person you know you were meant to be. You have to understand that fear and self-doubt are temporary, but regret lasts a lifetime. The pain of hesitation is nothing compared to the pain of looking back and realizing you gave up too soon, that you let fear stop you, that you let doubt dictate your decisions. Every time you push past fear, every time you ignore self-doubt, every time you take action in spite of uncertainty, you are growing stronger. You are building confidence. You are creating momentum. You are proving to yourself that you are capable, that you are resilient, that you are unstoppable. Fear only has power if you give it power. Doubt only has power if you feed it with inaction. Once you start moving, once you start taking action, once you start proving yourself, that power begins to fade and your true potential begins to shine through. Let me tell you something else. Failure is not your enemy. Fear is not your enemy. Self-doubt is not your enemy. They are indicators that you are stretching, that you are reaching, that you are growing. They are part of the process. The enemy is inaction. The enemy is hesitation. The enemy is letting these feelings paralyze you instead of using them as fuel to propel yourself forward. Every time you face fear and doubt and choose action instead, you are building courage. You are building resilience. You are building the mental toughness that allows you to finish what others quit. You are proving to yourself that no challenge is too great, no obstacle too high, no setback too strong to stop you when you commit to moving forward. Pushing past self-doubt also means surrounding yourself with people who lift you higher, who challenge you, who remind you of your worth. Too many people let the opinions of others feed their fears and reinforce their doubts. Stop letting others dictate what you can and cannot do. Surround yourself with believers, with doers, with people who have the mindset of growth, with people who remind you that fear is a signal to act, not a reason to quit. The right environment, the right support system, the right influence can make the difference between succumbing to fear and breaking through to success. Protect your mind, protect your energy, and make a conscious choice to step into courage every single day. No matter what, you must also take ownership of your inner dialogue. What you tell yourself matters. The words you repeat in your mind shape your actions. If you constantly say, I can't, I'm not ready, I'll fail, then you will behave as though those statements are true. But if you consciously choose to say, I will, I can, I'm capable, then you program yourself for action. Your mind believes what you feed it. Fear and doubt shrink your vision. Courage and confidence expand it. The key is consistency. Every day, every moment, every choice. Choose to push past fear. Choose to silence doubt. Choose to take action no matter how you feel. That is what separates ordinary from extraordinary, hesitation from achievement, intention from execution. And remember, every step forward counts. You do not have to leap over every obstacle in one jump. Small victories, small actions, small moments of courage, they all add up. Each time you act despite fear, each time you ignore doubt, each time you take responsibility for your growth, you are reinforcing a pattern of success. You are teaching yourself that you are capable. You are proving that fear cannot control your destiny. You are creating a life where courage becomes second nature, where action becomes a habit, where self-doubt no longer has a seat at your table. That is the path to finishing what you started, to achieving your goals, to becoming the person you were meant to be, and to living a life without regret, without hesitation, and without limits track your progress, no matter how small. That is one of the most powerful tools you have to finish what you started and keep moving forward. Most people underestimate the importance of tracking, of measuring, of paying attention to the steps they are taking. They get caught up in the big picture, in the end goal, in the dream that feels so far away, and they forget that success is built one small action at a time. Every victory, every accomplishment, every step forward counts. It may seem insignificant in the moment. It may feel like it doesn't matter, but when you track your progress, you see how far you have come. You see that your effort is not wasted. You see that you are moving, growing, improving. And that is what keeps momentum alive, what fuels motivation when the initial excitement fades, and what builds confidence that you can finish what you started. Tracking progress is not just about numbers or charts, though they can help. It is about awareness. It is about reflection. It is about understanding where you are headed, and what you need to do next. When you take the time to measure your actions, your habits, your results, you gain clarity. You see patterns. You identify what works and what doesn't. You discover your strengths and your weaknesses. And once you have that information, you can make intentional choices to improve, to refine, to adjust your strategy so that every effort counts, so that every step forward is meaningful, so that nothing you do is wasted. Tracking progress turns chaos into order, confusion into clarity, and intention into action. You cannot afford to ignore your growth. If you are not tracking, if you are not paying attention, if you are not measuring, you are essentially flying blind. You may be moving, you may be hustling, you may be working hard, but without tracking, you have no way of knowing if your effort is effective. You have no way of knowing if you are are closer to your goal or if you are wasting time on distractions. Tracking ensures that you are accountable to yourself. It forces you to confront reality, to see the truth of where you are, and to make adjustments before it is too late. Accountability is a powerful motivator, and tracking your progress is one of the most honest forms of accountability you can have. Even small progress matters. Don't wait for monumental achievements to recognize that you are moving forward. Every phone call you make, every email you send, every hour you put into learning or practicing, every tiny step towards your goal is building momentum. Success is not a single leap. It is the sum of consistent, incremental efforts repeated over time. If you track these small wins, you will notice that they compound. They add up. They create confidence. They prove to yourself that you are capable. They remind you that you are on the path, that your work is paying off, and that finishing what you started is not only possible, but inevitable if you continue. Tracking also keeps you motivated. Motivation comes and goes, but when you see tangible evidence of your progress, it reinforces your commitment. You realize that your efforts are not in vain. You see results even if they are small, and those results inspire you to keep going. Momentum is built by action. And action is reinforced by evidence of progress. The more you track, the more you see, the more you feel, the more driven you become. It becomes a cycle. Action produces progress. Progress fuels motivation. Motivation drives more action. And that loop propels you toward your goals faster than you ever imagined. You must also be honest in your tracking. Don't fool yourself. Don't exaggerate or ignore areas where you are falling short. Success does not come from pretending you are ahead. It comes from facing reality, acknowledging where you are lacking, and taking deliberate steps to improve. The more honest you are in tracking, the more powerful it becomes. You learn from mistakes. You identify patterns of procrastination, distraction, and inefficiency. You discover what is holding you back, and you take action to fix it. The truth is liberating. The truth allows growth. The truth is what separates those who finish what they started from those who give up halfway. Tracking your progress also creates resilience. When challenges come, when setbacks occur, when things do not go as planned, you can look back and see how far you have already come. You can remind yourself of the effort you have put in, the obstacles you have already overcome, and the victories you have already achieved. That perspective builds confidence, reinforces your commitment, and gives you the strength to push through difficult times. You realize that you have overcome before, you can overcome again, and that nothing can stop a person who consistently tracks progress and refuses to quit. Additionally, tracking helps you stay focused. When you have a clear record of what you have accomplished and what remains to be done, you are less likely to get distracted. You can prioritize the tasks that matter most, allocate your time efficiently, and make strategic decisions that accelerate your progress. Without tracking, it is easy to get lost in busy work, in tasks that feel productive but do not move you closer to your goal. Tracking ensures that your effort is aligned with your objectives, that your energy is not wasted, and that every action has purpose. Remember, finishing what you started is not about perfection. It is about consistent action over time. It is about showing up day after day, tracking your progress, learning from your mistakes, celebrating your wins, and using that feedback to keep moving forward. Even small progress builds confidence. Even incremental steps lead to breakthroughs. Even tiny victories create momentum. The key is to never underestimate the power of awareness, measurement, and accountability in achieving your goals. Those who track progress relentlessly are the ones who finish what they start, who build momentum, who stay motivated, and who achieve extraordinary results. Tracking your progress is also a reminder of your commitment. Every entry, every note, every record is a testament to your dedication. It tells you that you are serious, that you are willing to put in the work, that you are willing to face reality, and that you are willing to keep pushing. It becomes a visual representation of your effort, a proof of your persistence, and a motivator to continue when obstacles arise. When life gets hard, when motivation fades, when doubt creeps in, you can look at your progress and say, I have already done the work. I have already moved forward. I will keep going. Finally, tracking your progress is about ownership. You own your journey, your results, your growth. No one else can track it for you. No one else can measure your effort, your consistency, your victories. That responsibility is yours. And when you embrace it fully, you take control of your destiny. You become empowered. You become unstoppable. You become the person who finishes what they started, not because luck or motivation carried you, but because discipline, awareness, and persistence propelled you forward. Finish strong. Make your actions speak louder than words. That is the ultimate difference between those who achieve their goals and those who simply talk about them. Everyone can talk. Everyone can say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to change my life. I'm going to chase my dreams. But very few actually follow through. Words are cheap. Excuses are cheap. Promises are cheap. What matters is action. What matters is showing up, doing the work, grinding every day, and proving to yourself and the world that you are serious. If you want to finish what you started, you cannot rely on motivation, luck, or even inspiration. You have to act. You have to put in the work. You have to take steps that demonstrate your commitment, your dedication, and your relentless pursuit of your goals. Finishing strong is about more than just showing up at the end. It is about maintaining consistency, intensity, and focus throughout the entire journey. Most people start strong. They are fired up, motivated, and full of energy. But somewhere along the way, they lose momentum. They get distracted. They get discouraged. They give in to excuses. They stop pushing when the work becomes hard, when the results take time, when the challenges become overwhelming. That is why finishing strong is so rare. It requires discipline, resilience, and a mindset that refuses to quit. It requires a commitment to push through the final stretch, to fight when everyone else would give up, to perform at your highest level, even when the finish line feels distant. Finishing strong means showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. It means doing the work even when motivation fades. It means ignoring distractions, pushing past fatigue, and giving your absolute best in every moment. It is about understanding that the end result is a reflection of the effort you put in consistently, not just the moments when you feel inspired or excited. Champions, leaders, and successful people are not those who perform occasionally. They are those who perform consistently, who refuse to settle for mediocrity, and who demonstrate through their actions that they will not stop until they reach the goal. Action is what separates talkers from doers. You can say all you want, you can plan all you want, you can dream all you want, but unless you take decisive action, nothing will change. The finish line does not care about your excuses. The world does not reward intention. It rewards results. That is why finishing strong is critical. You must let your actions speak louder than words, because your legacy will be defined by what you actually do, not by what you say. Every task completed, every challenge overcome, every step forward is a statement that you are committed, that you are serious, that you are determined to achieve your goals. Finishing strong also requires focus. You cannot allow your mind to wander. You cannot allow fear, doubt, or distraction to steal your energy. You must concentrate on the task at hand, prioritize what matters most, and execute with intensity. It is easy to get caught up in what others are doing, in comparison, in the noise of life, but true winners stay locked in on their own path. They understand that finishing strong is a personal responsibility. They know that they are accountable to themselves, that no one else can carry them across the finish line, and that the only way to achieve their dreams is to maintain focus, effort, and determination until the goal is fully realized. Finishing strong also means refusing to quit no matter how hard it gets. Obstacles will appear. Challenges will test your patience. Failures will tempt you to give up. But those who finish strong see these moments as opportunities, not roadblocks. They understand that adversity is part of the process. That struggle is part of growth. That discomfort is part of achievement. When you push through difficulty, when you keep moving despite setbacks, when you refuse to surrender to fear or doubt, you are not only advancing toward your goal, you are proving to yourself that you are stronger than you ever realized, more capable than you ever believed, and more resilient than you ever thought possible. Finishing strong is also about leaving no regrets. When the work is done, when the journey comes to an end, you want to look back and know that you gave everything you had. You want to be able to say that you showed up, that you fought hard, that you never quit, and that you did not allow anything to stop you from achieving what you set out to do. Regret comes from hesitation, inaction, and giving up too soon. Confidence, on the other hand, comes from knowing that you pushed until the very end, that you maximized your potential, and that you made your actions speak louder than any excuse or doubt that tried to hold you back. Finishing strong also requires a mindset of relentless determination. It is not enough to simply go through the motions. You must commit to excellence in everything you do. You must refuse mediocrity. You must set a standard for yourself that demands your best, no matter the circumstances, no matter the obstacles, no matter how difficult the road becomes. Your actions must reflect your intentions. Your work ethic must match your dreams. Your persistence must outlast any challenge, and your focus must remain unshakable. That is how champions are made. That is how how legacies are built. That is how you finish what you started. Additionally, finishing strong inspires others. When people see you persevere, when they see you stay committed, when they see you put in the work until the very end, it motivates them to push themselves. Your actions create an impact beyond yourself. Your commitment, your effort, your discipline, your focus, it sends a message to the world that success is earned, that results are achieved through relentless action, and that quitting is never an option. Leading by example is one of the most powerful ways to reinforce your own commitment and to influence the people around you positively. Finally, finishing strong is about creating a legacy of action. Your life, your career, your dreams will be remembered not for what you said, not for what you planned, not for what you hoped to do, but for what you actually did. Every action you take, every decision you make, every moment you commit fully to your goal adds to that legacy. Make it count. Push through the final mile with everything you have. Do not hold back. Do not wait for perfection. Do not stop until the work is done, the goal is achieved, and you have proven to yourself that your actions always speak louder than your words.